fly ball to deep left center field. McCutchen on the run. He's still going back. And it's gone! A grand slam for Derek Norris. No one in baseball history going back to the year 1900 has done what Norris accomplished last night. 4 strikeouts and then a walk-off grand slam. And he's back to work tonight. 32 RBIs, leading all National League catchers. And for the Pittsburgh Pirates, as they've split the first 2 games, Andrew McCutchen, their all-star center fielder, he's been on a 9-game tear. As we welcome you to Game 3, sellout crowd on Saturday night, baseball night in San Diego. The Pittsburgh Pirates and the San Diego Padres. And good evening, everyone. Mark Grant, Dick Enberg, it's Matt Kemp, Jersey night, and fans are all abuzz about the free gift as well as the terrific outcome last night. And shall we start with the low points for Derek Norris and build up to the high point?
Okay. Absolutely. Put it in order for him. How about last night, this game of baseball, the beauty of it. Derek Norris, who never gives away at-bats, 4 punch-outs in the game. Then, Dick, the big moment, that's the beauty of this game, right? You can get it all back with 1 swing.
From golden sombrero to tip your hat to Derek Norris.
4 strikeouts, 4 runs driven in with 1 swing. It just tells you that Derek Norris is just a gamer. He goes behind home plate. He gets beat up. If he strikes out, he has to worry about going out there and calling the game for his pitching staff. If anybody deserves to the Gatorade shower, Matt Kemp getting Derek Norris. What a beautiful night it was. And there's some buzz in the air tonight. I think it's a carryover from last night's game. So these fans are excited to take this game from the Buccos as well.
And that's the question, the carryover. Will the emotion and the energy from that dramatic win last night carry over the rest of the weekend? Coming up next, it'll be Chris Button. She'll have the reaction of the other Padres in the dugout to the Norris heroics.
Norris, I hope you like some Gatorade. And if you do, I hope you like the fruit punch flavor because it's going to stay in that mohawk of yours for a while. Congratulations, Derek Norris, who after 4 strikeouts yesterday went on to hit the walk-off grand slam. And by the energy afterwards, you could tell he was excited. The rest of the players were too. And for Buddy Black, what Derek showed him was a lot of grit.
This guy's got a lot of grit and a lot of heart, and he doesn't stop. You know, he doesn't melt. He doesn't cave in. Doesn't feel sorry for himself. You know, he rose up at the most critical time.
You know, I think everybody in our clubhouse knows the kind of competitor he is, and you know, that doesn't surprise us. You know, he goes up there no matter whether, like you said, 0 for 4 or 4 punch-outs, or he's been raking in the game. He's competing every at bat.
And Derek's behind the plate again, catching Tyson Ross, seeing if Ross can get on a roll, and these Padres on a roll too, try and make it 2 in a row against these Buccos. We got first pitch coming up on Fox Sports San Diego.
Polanco, center field for another home run. Ball game is over. High fly ball to deep left center field. And it's gone! A grand slam for Derek Norris. So the Pirates come to town with a winning streak, won their 7th in a row, as they defeated the Padres with 3 home runs, 11-5 in game 1 of the series, and then last night the walk-off home run by Derek Norris and a 6-2 Padre victory to even the series. Game 3 about to go. Tyson Ross and the Padres take the field. And a check of the starting lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates, brought to you by Hyundai. Josh Harrison back in the top spot in the order, followed by Gregory Polanco. Andrew McCutchen hits 3rd. Starling Marte leading in home runs and RBIs, the cleanup man. Switch hitting second baseman Neil Walker bats 5th, then Pedro Alvarez. Francisco Cervelli hitting a solid .320, the catcher. Jordy Mercer at shortstop, and Charlie Morton is the pitcher.
And Tyson Ross on the hill tonight, 28-year-old making his 11th start. It's the 5th at the home Petco Park. Hey, swing and miss slider. We know that. And 1 walk last time out. The reason why I want to mention that is because he seemed to be more in sync with his mechanics, therefore throwing more strikes, very few walks, only 1 free pass. Hopefully he can carry that over in tonight's game.
And a check of the Padres defense brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Outfield, Upton and Kemp at the corners. Venable will patrol center field. Infield, Middlebrooks and Marista on the left side. Spangenberg at second, Solarte at first, and Norris back in action behind the plate, handling the offerings of Tyson Ross, who has pitched since coming from Oakland to San Diego. Pitched very well at home. His ERA 10, his one-loss record 10-9 with an ERA of 2.29 and a batting average of 199. Outstanding numbers here at Petco for Tyson Ross. 28-year-old from Oakland, California, and the University of California, ready to go. Josh Harrison, third baseman, steps in, and we're set to go before a sellout crowd on San Diego's baseball night. First pitch swinging and a high fly ball toward the line and right, and Matt Kemp is right at the line, makes the catch in foul territory. Brings up right fielder Gregory Polanco. He's had success, limited, albeit, against Ross. 2 for 3 with a home run. Hit one of the 3 home runs on Thursday night, and the Bucks win. They start tonight in third place in the National League Central, 7 games behind St. Louis. The Padres begin play 6 off the lead, now held by the San Francisco Giants in the West. 94 on the fastball. Had a rain delay in St. Louis. They're underway now, the Dodgers in St. Louis. Colorado and Arizona were winners today, so things are tightening up in the NL West. Only 8 games separate the 5 teams.
Boy, what a month of May for the San Francisco Giants. My goodness.
Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Yeah, they're 21-7 in May, the Giants.
Unbelievable.
They've jumped over the Los Angeles Dodgers, leading by a half game at the beginning tonight.
That's a fair ball.
Yes, it is. And Polanco is out.
He just grounded out to the catcher.
Unassisted. You don't see that play very often.
Now remember, it's where the ball is touched. And see if the ball hits the batter after contact. Nope, not even close. Okay, live ball. He touches it. Ooh, okay. It's where he touches it. And according to home plate umpire John Tumpane, that ball was touched
on home plate.
On home plate.
Had enough spin on it that it held its ground there on the Pentagon.
How about Derek Norris, like a gato, El Gato, like a cat, pouncing on that, making the play, and then you let the umpire make the call.
The umpire tonight behind the plate is John Tumpane. Jeff Nelson, the crew chief, at first. Laz Diaz at second. Corey Blazer at third.
I love the ground out to the catcher. That's a great play.
Center fielder Andrew McCutchen takes a strike. Slider. Last 21 games hitting at a .368 pace. He struggled all of April, but that batting average moving up to the 300 level where he belongs. Fastball 95 misses. It's 1-1. Watch out. Coming in hot off to the right.
Great movement on that two-seam fastball. That's a good sign right out the chute. And that guy's going home happy. He's got 9 innings to enjoy that foul ball. He might get another one. You never know.
It happens.
What a great way to start off the ball game as a fan.
He's got the bandana. He's got the jersey. Now he's got the ball. Line drive. Base hit. McCutchen, a solid single going the other way. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Starling Marte.
All Tyson Ross to Andrew McCutchen, righty on righty. First pitch slider, a nasty slider. Missing upstairs, 1-1. That was the fastball, right? Does he go right back? No, it's another breaking ball that's hung up there a little bit. Higher the breaking ball, the less it's going to break. And you're throwing to an all-star right there, an MVP in Andrew McCutchen.
Marte, 10 home runs and 33 runs batted in to lead Pittsburgh.
And he's tied with Nolan Arenado of the Colorado Rockies for the most 2-out RBIs, and this is a 2-out situation. 19 runs batted in with 2 outs for Marte. Didn't miss by much, but just off the plate. 1-0.
Well, the Pirates are 4th in the National League in the running game in stolen base category. Let's see if Clint Hurdle puts his runners in motion, because there are teams that will run on Tyson Ross. He uses the high leg kick, and that brings up another point. Let's see if he uses the abbreviated leg kick.
There he goes. And a ground ball hop to Middlebrooks right at the bag. The long throw. Scooped out. No. Solarte had it but couldn't squeeze it. And safe at first base is Marte. That should be a throwing error on Middlebrooks. He skipped the throw. Solarte a tough backhanded chance. Looked as if he had made the play. Not quite.
Off the glove, just into the chest. Kept it in front of him, which is a good thing.
So at 2 outs, McCutchen single, Marte safe on the air, and here's Neil Walker.
That ball gets by him. That's a run.
Walker checks in at 263. Switch hitting second baseman. And that's a strike. Slider outside in. McCutchen at second, Marte at first. 1 strike coming up. Right back up the middle, and that's going to go through to center field. McCutchen around third. He'll score easily. Marte over to third, and Pittsburgh scores early. It's 1-0. Walker's 17th RBI. So the extra out pays off here in the first.
Yeah, that's a 2-seam fastball that just stays up. It's got good movement to it, but Walker does a nice job of getting on top of that pitch. Elevated 2-seamer, staying on top of it. And Walker hitting a .281 versus righties going into this game. Pads that average with an RBI as well.
Here's Pedro Alvarez, El Toro, the Bull. He's hit in the last 12 games at a .357 pace. All the Pirate hitters coming into this series, all in the midst of 10, 12, 14 game streaks. So after a fly out and the unassisted put out by Norris at second, McCutchen with a single to right. Marte safe on the air, the 4th out of the inning. So Walker takes advantage. Base hit up the middle. Shift on for Alvarez. 2-0.
Cory Spangenberg playing the rover out there in shallow right field.
Amarista shifting over on the second base side. And last night, Alvarez took advantage of the shift and hit the ball right through where the umpire is standing now at second base for an RBI, 2-run single. Three and 0. Ross scuffling a bit here in the first inning. Pittsburgh has been consistent. They have scored early in all 3 games. They scored 3 runs in the first inning on Thursday night on their way to a 11-5 win. They scored 2 runs in the 3rd inning last night to take the early lead. 3-1.
With Pedro Alvarez up at the plate, this gives you a look of the balls in play by location. He likes to use the center part of the diamond, 20%, 3 home runs. Pretty well distributed as well for the home runs too. 2, 3, and 4, left to right respectively. But you saw that 22%. That's exactly where Cory Spangenberg was playing in shallow right field on the shift.
Bases are loaded on the 2-out walk to Alvarez, and here's their top hitter at the moment, Francisco Cervelli, the catcher, batting at .320. And Darren Balsley going out to talk with a big right-hander.
Well, sometimes Tyson won't get extended. Talked to Darren quite a bit. Go over little nuggets about the pitching staff and what they need to do to right themselves. In Tyson's case, it is getting extended out in front. Sometimes he'll cut it short. Short strider. Sometimes the arm slot will drop a little bit. Sometimes we'll get a little bit too far up top.
McCutchen has scored. Marte at third, Walker at second, Alvarez at first. And Cervelli, the last 12 starts, hitting .476. So from the Pittsburgh point of view, they've got the right man up in the right spot with the bases loaded. Foul tip at 93. With the bases loaded. In his career, hitting .414 with a slam. Clint Hurdle, the skipper, has taken the Pirates to the playoffs the last 2 years. Protective swing and a souvenir way back in the right field side.
Yeah, not a good swing at all by Cervelli on that breaking ball. So he's gone fastball, breaking ball away. After being ahead 0-1, Tyson drops the old slider on him. Very late, catches that ball back by his back leg. See if Tyson expands the strike zone here, and this is where Derek Norris has got to get down and dirty as well, in case there's a ball in the dirt.
So 20 pitches already for Ross, and that has hampered his performance on the year. A lot of early throws. Just a little low. 1-2.
I want to know how you lay off that pitch. As you take a look at the opponent's average with the bases loaded when Tyson's on the hill.
0 for 6.
Pretty impressive with 3 punchies.
Could use one right here. Ground ball to short. Amarista with a flip, and the inning comes to an end, and the Pirates leave the bases full, but score an unearned run. Here come the Padres. Brought to you by Jerome's, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. No phony sales, just pure value. By Petco, what we feed them matters. By Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD. And by Mercury Insurance, log on to mercuryinsurance.com. See how much you could save. So an unearned run for the visitors from Pittsburgh. And the Padres come up. Here's their lineup tonight, brought to you by Toyota. Venable will start things, then Solarte hitting second. Upton and Kemp there in 3 and 4. Derek Norris, the hero last night, that's fifth. Then Spangenberg, Middlebrooks, Amarista, and Ross. against Charlie Morton. First pitch low and inside. Morton making only his second start of the season. He was on the DL at the beginning, recovering from last year's hip surgery. He won his first start, beating Miami 4-2. He's 31, from Redding, Connecticut. Tall like his father, who was a basketball player. He's 6'5". 3-0. His dad, Chip, played basketball at Penn State. That's a strike. 3-1. Well, the two scoring innings last night for the Padres, interestingly, the 7th started on a leadoff walk. The 9th started on a leadoff walk. And maybe that's a good sign. Venable works Morton for a leadoff walk.
Time now for the Pirates Scouting Report on Charlie Morton. It's brought to you by Verizon Wireless. Sinker heavy. You get a lot of two-seamers. All of those pitches, in fact, to Will Venable were all sinkers. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes Charlie Morton will fall in this trap where he'll throw the curveball, the changeup, the split, the cutter. He's thrown all those pitches, but predominantly sinker, curveball, changeup for the 31-year-old.
Jan Solarte steps in, hitting .293 from the left side. Venable goes, and a line drive to left field, base hit. That's up to Gavin. Venable running all the way. Here he comes around third, and Venable will score on a double by Solarte. The Padres answer back immediately. A walk and a double. It's 1-all.
Perfectly executed. This is pretty all the way around. Will Venable off and running. This ball splits the gap. You saw Mercer covering second base, and with that guy getting a lead start, Will Venable and Solarte splitting that left center field gap, getting that run back for the Padres.
24th RBI of the year for Solarte. That line drive double exactly in the same spot as Abraham Almonte's last night. Ground ball. Third baseman Harrison backhands it and throws out Justin Upton. Brings up Matt Kemp. And a check now with the Pittsburgh defense tonight. Marte in left, McCutchen and Polanco in the center and right field spots. Around the horn, Harrison, Mercer, Walker, and Alvarez. Cervelli behind the plate for the right-hander Morton. Matt Kemp, in his distinguished career, has enjoyed success against Pittsburgh pitching. He's hitting .303 lifetime against the Bucks. This year his average has sunk down to .244. You would think this should be his night. You've got 40,000 plus wearing your jersey, your name, and camouflage jerseys given away tonight.
Another great giveaway. Hopefully Matt Kemp can get a two-seamer sinker up from Charlie Morton.
Line drive center field, but McCutchen is there to make the running catch. 2 away. Derek Norris comes up as we look at the keys to the game. Brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, quality start for Tyson Ross. When Tyson Ross is out there on the hill, he probably is going to give you 6-7 innings. Last 2 times out, 7 innings, 6 innings respectfully, and crooked numbers early, ... and often. Well, they've got a toothpick up there now. Let's see if they can make that into a 2.
Norris, who leads all major league catchers in hits, extra base hits, doubles, and in the National League, he's first in RBIs as well, and caught stealing. Shift is on. Opposing teams have not used the shift that much on Norris, but after last night, they've decided to stack up 3 infielders on that left side. Leaves the right center field gap wide open. That's a strike. 1-1.
Hey, you got to maintain that good relationship when you're a catcher with the home plate umpire. Derek Norris is going to go back there behind home plate, and he's going to want those calls. And I think he handles the situation very, very nicely.
In the dirt, Cervelli blocks it.
That was a cross-up, it looked like. And Cervelli's going to go have a chat with Morton. Hey, dude, what was that? Watch his glove. He's anticipating a fastball. Out of the hand, it's coming up. Now he has to adjust to the breaking ball. He's lucky he got a little bit of a glove and the foot, and then it hit the umpire.
Otherwise, Solarte's on third base. Just checking the scoreboard. Colorado won at Philadelphia 5-2, and Arizona victorious at Milwaukee 7-3. St. Louis has an early 1-0 lead, fourth inning against the Dodgers. Atlanta and San Francisco. Atlanta scored in the first. It's 1-0 up in the Bay. Went around, tied him up. 2-2.
We mentioned that Morton throws a lot of two-seamers. That one runs in on Derek Norris and just can't hold up on that one. Got to the point of no return and was really trying to bust him inside.
Outside and didn't get a call. That was a good pitch.
And you know what? I don't understand that. And this is just me, one guy's opinion. I don't care how the catcher's set up. An umpire, when he watches the ball cross the plate, shouldn't he just call that a strike?
But reaching all the way across to the umpire, looks like it had to be outside.
Yeah.
But definitely caught the plate. Full count.
That was the one pitch there. Pitch number 6, elevated right down the middle. Doesn't seem like anything is straight out of the hand of Charlie Morton.
Torn labrum in his hip. He had surgery back in September and now recovered. Second start of the year. Well, that was in the heart of the plate, wasn't it? Ground ball left side. Harrison has it. And the throw across in time. The Padres, a leadoff walk, pays off for them. Venables walk. He scores on Solarte's double to left center field. And the Padres and the Pirates are tied at 1.
To give you for the Padres. Some good news for Will Myers, who's dealing with tendonitis in his left wrist. He was in the cage today, took about 30 swings off the tee and felt no pain. So that's the good news. Now, he was not going at 100%, but the good news is no pain so far. Also, one other update, Brandon Morrow will be and a rehab start Tuesday in San Antonio. He'll go about 60 pitches. They'll see how he feels after that start, how he pitches, to decide if he needs one more game before rejoining the rotation, gentlemen.
All right. Thank you, Chris Budden, for that report. Good news on both men, Morrow and Myers. Tuesday in San Antonio for a rehab start for Morrow. All the way to the screen as leading off is Jordy Mercer for Pittsburgh.
You know what's great about this simulated game when Brandon Morrow was out? Morrow was out there. Every one of the teammates of the Padres were out there watching. Just like, remember, Josh Johnson was out there.
Right.
He had before he went to the 60-day DL. But teammates watching him, cheering him on.
Mercer with a shot past Middlebrooks, and the leadoff man on for Pittsburgh here in the second. Mercer batting only 183, but deep blisters this one.
That was elevated too. Middlebrooks dives, gets past him. The cut of the grass just underneath the glove. You know, an interesting nugget after that error in the first inning. Tyson Ross had to throw 11 more pitches. So, you know, that carries over to the next inning, and then the pitch count. So,
plus the unearned run. So it's 1-1 here in the second. Charlie Morton up there to sacrifice. Bunts it in the air, and Solarte makes the catch. Almost overran it. But he got the job done.
I'll tell you what, Yangervis Solarte isn't the smoothest, the slickest of fielders, but the Cirque du Soleil is going on that play. That's a big out. It's a huge out.
It's like running in to get that rebound, and the rebound bounces way back.
Yeah.
Not able to squeeze the first out here in the second. Here's the leadoff man, Josh Harrison, fouled out to Kemp to open the ball game.
He's having fun doing it as well.
Infield set for two.
I don't think the San Diego Ballet Company is going to be making any calls to Yangervis Solarte. Do you think so, Dick?
No, he's going to have to get back in the.
No showing of the Nutcracker this offseason?
On the point. Slider out in front. Harrison. All-star last year for the Pirates. Marlins game break coming up, and I'm just going to guess that Giancarlo is at it again.
Ooh. Did he go long ball again?
And I'm just guessing that if he makes contact, the ball seems to travel a good deal of distance.
James Shields having a chat with bench coach Dave Roberts.
Runner goes. Throw by Norris. Stolen base for Mercer.
Well, we mentioned that the running game might come into play for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and Tyson Ross uses the traditional high leg kick. He wants to make a good quality pitch. And Mercer gets a decent jump.
Even a perfect throw probably would not have nailed Mercer. So in a 1-1 tie, the Pirates have a man in scoring position, and a 2-1 pitch coming up to Josh Harrison. Slap foul off the base of the Jerry Coleman Media Center, off to our right and back into the crowd.
You see Buddy Black even has a stopwatch in his hand. He wants to get times of Tyson Ross. The moment he lifts that leg to when the ball goes to the plate. Remember, there's been some runners taking third base as well.
Another foul, and the count stays at 2-2. We were following the regional NCAA baseball regional over at the Diamond. in Lake Elsinore. And in the elimination game, USC beat University of California Santa Barbara 12-3. So the Gauchos are gone. USC will wait for the loser of the Virginia-San Diego State game later tonight. Look at that. Reaches out and just punches a little fly ball to right. Mercer around third. He will score. It's 2-1 Pittsburgh. My goodness. Totally fooled on the pitch. He just had enough left to toss the bat out there and hit a wedge shot to right.
Well, I'm sure you've heard the cliche, that's baseball. Look at that. If that pitch is taken, that's going to hit the chalk line behind home plate. You talk about a protective swing there. Harrison comes through big time with the RBI single.
And the stolen base pays off for Pittsburgh. And you've got to figure Harrison's going to try to steal two. Polanco was out on that play at the plate where he smothered the ball. It stayed right on home plate, and Derek Norris tagged him out for an unassisted putout. Harrison has 3 steals.
His buddy with the stopwatch, getting times. Ooh.
So we've seen it all season long that opposing teams are going to run on Tyson Ross. Easy to pick up his move to home plate, get that jump, an extra step and a half. 1-0. After Polanco, McCutchen. James Shields. His next start will come against the New York Mets. Mets come in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. (2-0). (61 stolen bases against Ross since 2013, third most in the majors.
Remember last year Tyson had that run. The opposition, they just weren't getting on base that much, so they really didn't have many opportunities. As we take a look at this throw to first base, a little high. That's why as a pitcher you can always try to practice and throw to the outfield side of first base back. Let the ball travel to the first baseman so you don't have to catch it out in front and then bring it back.
There he goes. Norris's throw, not in time. Another steal. Close play. And Marista couldn't quite get the tag on Harrison. And there again, that's a steal on the pitcher. Norris did everything he could. Good throw.
Absolutely, really good throw. And Alexi, he tags. Looks like the hand's in there. Got keep that glove. Keep that glove on the runner, I would have to say. Because as I mentioned last night, there's a lot of transferring going on at times, and runners will lose contact with the bag.
So Mercer, a single and a stolen base, comes in on Harrison's single. He just poked to right field, and now Harrison steals second.
You know, when you do that as well, Dick, keep the tag on the runner. You can do a little nudging too now, right?
A little bit, yeah. Not an obvious, but
right.
Help his momentum off the bat.
Yeah.
Two balls and a strike.
That fastball actually looked like it had a little cut to it. Tyson will throw the 4-seamer, the 2-seamer, predominantly the 2-seamer, but that ball there, up and in a little bit, had a little cut fastball action to it.
Polanco, a budding star. He's only 23, from the Dominican Republic. Chopped up the middle. Nice play by Amarista. Can he get him? No, he's safe. but he saves a run. Polanco runs very well, as you just saw. Terrific play by Amarista to save a run. Third hit of the inning, and over to third goes Harrison.
This is not an easy play. For him to dive and extend and get it on the short hop, and Dick, as you mentioned, that ball up in the air helped Polanco big time because he does have good speed. Hit for that left side. But the big thing you mentioned is saving that run. That ball gets through. Harrison is crossing home plate.
So with a 2-1 lead, Pittsburgh here in the second half. Runners at the corners, one out for Andrew McCutchen, who singled to right field his first time and came around to score.
Well, the hot zone, Andrew McCutchen. Where does he like it? Well, look at that, down the middle. 438 average. He likes balls up and away as well at 333. Where can you get him out? Down and away. And you can jam him at 182, in on the fists.
Polanco's their top base stealer with a dozen. Just a bit inside. Boy, could Ross use a ground ball double play here.
The Pittsburgh Pirates are the toughest team in the National League to have ground into a double play. They rank first in the fewest as you take a look at the opponent's average through the lineup. Second time around, hit the 342 clip.
There's that wicked slider. Needs another one of those. 1 and 2.
He's got such tight rotation, and he throws that ball with such authority that McCutchen, out of the hand, looks like it's a fastball away, and then the last second drops out of the zone, expanding that strike zone to put him in the hole 1-2.
Runner goes. Throw by Norris, and another steal. The third in 2 innings. As the Pirates abusing Ross and the Padres. 13th for Polanco.
You know, even with the big traditional leg kick of Tyson Ross and the speed of Polanco, you kind of shorten up your lead a little bit, and he steals that one easily. He's got good speed. We saw it out of the batter's box and stealing that base there.
So second and third with 1 out. Ross tried to come up with that strikeout pitch. Starling Marte on deck. Full count.
Well, that pitch count creeping up there as well.
Yeah. He's got 4 outs on 42 pitches. And the bases are loaded. Second walk. And that'll bring up Marte. Marte, Thursday night, hit this line drive to right center field. No, he hit the one up into the Western Metal Supply Company building. That was one of 3 Buck home runs on their way to an 11-5 win. A dangerous time here early. The Pirates have taken a 2-1 lead, bases full, and right in the middle of the lineup for Pittsburgh, and Ross is scuffling.
You know, a lot of moving parts in the tall right-handed Ross, and sometimes out of sync just a little bit. The ultimate point of that delivery is the release point. Just cannot find that consistent release point. A big time jam here with 1 out. Bases loaded.
Middlebrooks just a step back of the bag at third. Infield back.
I did mention that the Pirates are the toughest to ground into double play, although Marte has grounded into 4 this year.
That's a strike at the knees at 93.
That's a nasty two-seam fastball. Tremendous movement out of the hand of Tyson Ross.
Could be 2. Amarista's going to go himself to first base in time. A 6-3 double play. And Marte runs very well. Amarista not gambling on the toss to the second baseman. Spangenberg goes to the bag himself and hustles the throw in time for the 6-3 double play. Big, big, big. Carlo Stanton at New York today. Hit not 1 but 2 home runs, and look at this bomb, upper deck, as Miami goes on to a 9-5 victory over the New York Mets. Our game break here on Fox Sports San Diego.
That kid hits the ball so hard and far.
So thanks to the double play, the damage limited to just 1 run top half of the second inning. And Pittsburgh leading 2-1. Spangenberg, Middlebrooks, and Amarista to hit for Bud Black. Popped up left side, foul territory. Harrison has room for the first down. Will Middlebrooks is the hitter. Middlebrooks in the last 15 games, a .328 average, raising his batting average 53 points to .242. Second now in home runs with 6 to Upton. Strike 1. Oh, and 2. Morton came over to the Pirates in a trade 6 years ago from Atlanta with Jeff Locke, and Locke is going to be the starting pitcher tomorrow for Pittsburgh. for outfielder Nate McLouth. 2-2. So we see the product of that trade, the fruits of it, here back-to-back. Morton and then Locke, a lefty, tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty good combination these Pirates have. Then you mix in A.J. Burnett, we talked about, we saw.
Another soft pop-up. 1 to third, 1 to first, 2 away.
Hey, today's base trip is brought to you by Northrop Grumman and today's School of Infantry West aboard the Fox Sports San Diego Fan Express. Enjoying the big league ball game, having some fun, making some signs, and coming out and yucking it up at the old ball yard. Thanks so much for coming out on this beautiful evening.
Baseball night in San Diego every Saturday night at home. And Marista at 186. Up and in, ball one. One and one.
I'm anxious to see Charlie Morton maybe the second time around when it gets to that point. Threw a couple sliders to Spangenberg.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Mercer across. A 1-2-3 inning for Morton. 2 in the books. Pittsburgh leading 2-1. Giants with a win last night. Dodgers losing are now a half game atop the NL West. Padres and Arizona. Arizona won today, 6 back. And Colorado moving up. They won as well this afternoon, 7.5 back. And we'll monitor those scores tonight.
You know, that's another great thing about this game of baseball. Football, you play once a week. You have to wait for the week to end before the standings change. Baseball, 2-3 days go by. Team gets hot. Somebody leapfrogs over somebody. Stay tuned.
Neil Walker leads it off. Walker singled in a run, a ground single up the middle in the first inning. 17 RBIs for this native of the Steel City. One and one. Walker, Alvarez, and Cervelli here in the top of the third. Fastball, but it didn't with the velocity that Ross normally has, around 94, 95. He's been 91, 92 tonight.
Well, sometimes he can add and subtract, and when he subtracts on that two-seamer, create a little bit more movement. And the important thing, look at that, pitch number 3 splits the corner.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. Well, you know, all this talk about the shift and how it pays dividends. Well, against Pedro Alvarez last night in the second inning, look at where this pitch is. It's up, it's in. He tries to pull it, and look at there. The old ground ball to the right side.
But later in the game with a shift on, a pitch away, and he was able to ground a weak base hit to left field that knocked in 2 runs.
Routine ground ball for Jed Jerko last night in that second inning.
Alvarez walked his first time. First strikeout of the night for Tyson Ross, getting Walker. High fly ball, center field, Venable easing in under it for the second out. Francisco Cervelli, the catcher, is next. Well, tomorrow, another reminder, folks, because of the Rock and Roll Marathon here in San Diego, it will not be the usual 1:10 start on a Sunday. Military Sunday tomorrow will be a 6:10 game, 6:10. So save yourself some trouble and time, and make sure that you come out here for an early evening game instead of a normal matinee. Cervelli grounded to short his first time. 9 for 17 the last handful of games. Oh, and 2. We'll probably see the backup catcher Chris Stewart tomorrow, and he too is hitting very well. The combination of the two of them are batting .318. The two catchers for the Bucks. 55-footer, 1 and 2.
You know what else I love about this game of baseball? The nicknames for teams. Yankees, the Pinstripers, the Bombers. Cardinals, the Redbirds. Padres, the Friars. I just love the Buccos, the Bucks, for the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's always one that's just stuck with me.
Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Here they are. 93, just a bit high, 2 and 2. Back to the mound, a nice comebacker for Ross. The easy flip to first, and Ross with an easy inning. 1, 2, 3. The Pirates story in the third.
Pirates, and as a reminder, Tuesday on Fox Sports,
San Diego. Padres coverage continues after the game when Will Venable and Clint Barmas stop by the studio on an all-new SD Live. That's Tuesday after Padres Live right here on Fox Sports San Diego. A couple of good eggs right there.
Home half of the third. Tyson Ross will start it, then Venable and Solarte at the top of the batting list. Couple of hits for Ross this year in 17 tries.
One of these days, Dick, he's going to tie into one. He's going to lay into one, and he's going to touch them all.
2 strikes from Morton. All quiet on the Western Front. Ross try to get this inning kick started. Takes 1 and 2. Caught looking. And for Charlie Morton, his first strikeout. Top of the order, Venable walked in the first inning, the leadoff, and scored all the way from first base on Jan Solarte's double to left center field. The only hit for the Padres so far, Solarte.
Oh, how about those youngsters and those seats right on the dugout? Oh, life is good. Peanuts, popcorn.
Get that glove ready, though, kids.
Yeah.
Inside 2-0. So Morton has walked only one man. Venable on 5 pitches, and he falls behind 2-0 here. There's that sinker at 91.
Tough to square up when that pitch is down around the knees.
Another one. Well, tomorrow the pitching matchup. Odrisamer Despaigne for the Padres. He'll try to level his record at 3-3 against left-hander Jeff Locke. He's 2-2. ERA up there at 5.28. And Despaigne as well, high ERA. A couple of good outings from the Cuban right-hander last time's out. Slap foul down into Souvenir corner.
See what Cervelli puts down here. 2-seamer in.
Another foul.
He missed big time on that location as well. That one leaked up and away. Two-seamer again in.
And a ground ball. Second baseman Walker with the play. Into the shift. It works again. Well, Jan Solarte, his first time up with Venable at first base, able to drive that ball to the opposite alley. And Venable, who was running on the pitch, scored easily.
No, that was very impressive. Solarte showing bunt and then putting the bat back and then rifling that ball to the left center field gap.
The only base hit thus far against Charlie Morton. Ball 1.
Oh, it's worth another look. Watch how he shows bunt. And you got to get that hand back down on the bottom hand and get that hand cocked back in the locked and loaded position, and did a nice job. Hey, a Fred McGriff fan and a Tony Gwynn fan, of course.
Slow breaking ball in there. 1-2.
There's that curveball back door.
And with 2 strikes. Harrison, the third baseman, jogs over to the right side, and the shift is on, leaving only Mercer, the shortstop, on the left side. Wicked line drive. Hopefully that missed the fans down in the box seats behind Pittsburgh dugout. Big hole where the third baseman normally plays. Well, went out after it, and catcher Cervelli throws him out. 9 in a row retired by Charlie Morton. It's 2-1.
And with 162 games a year, you got to have some fun in the clubhouse. So Derek Norris changed his nameplate on his locker. He now wants to go by Norrisaurus Rex, and it was actually trending on Twitter yesterday afterwards, which then led to this. Courtesy of Lob Shots, one of the local bloggers, that's a pancake, which actually Norris had pancakes for breakfast yesterday. He looks just like them.
That was an actual pancake?
Yeah, people do that.
That's very, very cool.
It's the T-Rex with the nice beard.
We'll get that maple syrup in the beard then. Top of the fourth inning, Mercer leads it off. He singled to lead off the second inning, stole second, and scored the tie-breaking run on Josh Harrison's blue pit to right.
I smell a T-shirt being made right about now. Norrisaurus Rex T-shirts.
Fly ball to center field, shallow. Venable calling for it in front of right fielder Kemp. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Charlie Morton. On this day in Padre history, May 30th in 1975, Willie McCovey with the Padres hit a grand slam. Just as that's a common topic with Derek Norris's big blow last night. Was the 16th grand slam for Stretch. He tied Henry Aaron at the time for the National League record. Also on this date in 1977, the Padres named a new manager, Alvin Dark. That's a strike, 1-1. 1-2. Didn't go. Will Myers in constant conversation. Jose Valentin to Myers' right. Foul tip by Morton. Stays alive. 2-2. Houston won again today. They've matched their best ever start. The Astros are 31-19. We got an early sample of how good they are, didn't we? Sweeping the Padres here at Petco.
Yeah, some good pitching there. Dallas Keuchel and company.
Keuchel, a complete game, 7-1 today. Ground ball right side, and that's going to be smothered by Spangenberg, and he throws him out. Good play by young Spangenberg. That looked to be a base hit. It was going to skip out to right field.
You can see that play developing from up here as this ball is bounced to the right side. Cory Spangenberg, we know he's got speed on the bases. How about speed getting to that ball and then quickly getting up to his feet? Now, Charlie Morton, he's not going to win any races against Usain Bolt. And it's always tough to beat that pill. Thrown to first base. Nice play, Cory Spangenberg.
Morton bidding for his first hit of the year, denied by Spangenberg. Top of the order now. Harrison fouled to right, and on a ball low and outside in the other batter's box, he just leaned out and just flicked the bat and hit a little wedge to right field. Important play because that's the base hit that gave the Pirates the lead 2-1. This one rolled to Amarista on the run, throws him out. So back-to-back 3 up, 3 down innings for Tyson Ross. Padres will come up with their big guns. Justin Upton will lead off the home half of the fourth with Kemp and Norris to follow. The fourth inning, Upton, Kemp, and Norris to hit. And a look at Justin Upton in Padres history, the highest home slugging percentage in a season. Right now, Upton would hold the honor. 708 slugger. Yeah. Sheffield, Caminiti, McGriff, and Finley there at 5.90.
And who says you can't hit at home at Petco Park? And Steve Finley joins us down by the Padre dugout. Welcome, Steve Finley.
Thank you. Good to be here. I did mine at Qualcomm, not at Petco.
Right.
That's still home. And Upton grounded to third his first time. Padres trying to snap an out string for Charlie Morton, who's weaving a web here, 9 in a row.
Steve Finley, a lot of sinkers from Charlie Morton. Your approach as a left-handed hitter against the righty.
Well, he positions himself all the way on that first base side of the rubber, which usually indicates he's going to try to fire that sinker down and away to the lefty and into the righty.
Off the head of the bat, Morton with the play. 10 in a row. Another sinker, and he gets an easy ground ball. Matt Kemp lined to center field his first time. And the shift is on. Only Alvarez on the right side. A broken bat looper, and that's going to fall for a base hit. He happily sacrifices that shillelagh.
Absolutely.
Time now for the T-Mobile game changer. As we talk about walk-off grand slams in Padre history, there's a list of men who have accomplished that feat. Walk-off slams: Roberts, Finley, White, Cabrera, Everett Cabrera, Adrian Gonzalez, and Derek Norris.
Very exciting at-bat. I remember witnessing that one April 10th, 1998 against the Diamondbacks when Steve Finley cleared the bases.
It's always a great feeling.
I'd like to see that again with our research team. Line drive, Norris. He's got a base hit. Now the Padres put together back-to-back singles here in the fourth and have the tying run at second base. Go ahead score, Norris at first.
Well, both Kemp and Norris swinging early in the count. That's the first pitch to Norris. It's a two-seamer and it's up, and that's exactly the objective against a sinker ball. You try to get those pitches up, and if you get one, you go to Hackett.
Brings up Corey Spangenberg, who fouled out to third his first at bat. Corey's average down to 229 at this at bat.
Cervelli out in front giving some signs in case Spangenberg wants to lay down a bunt. He's got such good bat control. Alvarez playing back. They drag one with him down the first base line, load him up.
And he swings at the first pitch. They throw to second base. Out of time into left field. And here comes Kemp to score, and the Padres tie it at 2. Well, Harrison wasn't going to get Norris anyway. Obviously no RBI in the play, but the Padres are even at 2.
Alvarez has always had some trouble throwing, but this one, you know, it's a bad throw because it hits him in the helmet. It's got to be in the outfield side of second base. And Matt Kemp scampers home with the run.
All the way from second base, and the Padres get the unearned run back, the one they gave the Pirates in the first innings. We're even. 50th pitch for Morton. Oh, a shattered bat. That piece flies all the way to the outfield, and Middlebrooks grounds into a 5-3 double play. But the Padres get the unearned run, and we're even after 4 at Petco. On 3 hits, each team with an unearned run. And here's Harrison's throw off the top of the helmet of the Padres' Derek Norris, using his head, taking one for the team to tie it up. And tonight's cold hard facts are brought to you by Clean, Crisp, Coors Light. Going back and including this year with 14, 2013, and 2012, the Pirates most guilty of miscues. Alvarez now with his seat on the bench. The game starts anew at 2-2 here in the 5th inning. Tyson Ross and the Padres back even. Boy, did you ever see a bat shatter more than that one Middlebrooks? That one piece went all the way to the outfield grass. The umpire there at third, Corey Blazer, was running for cover.
You know, Matt Kemp's bat, we say that died a hero. That last one just died.
That's right. Boy, like somebody loaded it with gunpowder.
The last couple innings, over 6. Tyson Ross settling down a little bit.
Here it is again. Middlebrooks. Watch how this thing just explodes.
Well, that's getting the kitchen right there. Wow.
5-3 double play. Good concentration by Harrison because there was shrapnel flying all around him. 2-1 to Polanco, McCutchen, and Marte to follow here in the Pirates' 5th inning.
It's a big inning for Ross to throw up a 0 right here to get that offense back in the dugout.
Falls behind, 3-1. He's walked 2, struck out just 1. He came into the game with more strikeouts than innings pitched. That'll kick foul. In fact, Russ is 6th in the National League, 10.6 strikeouts per 9 innings, but only 1 tonight.
Hey, coming up, stay tuned. We after this batter, we got a game break. Dodgers, Cardinals. Yasmani Grandal going yard.
On ball to Spangenberg, the backhand and throw, and Polanco is gone. Brings up McCutchen. McCutchen singled and scored in the 1st inning, walked his last time. Padres held him in check last night. He went 0 for 3 with a walk, but he had 3 hits in the win on Thursday night. A pair of RBI doubles. Low and away, 2-1.
You know, sometimes when Tyson Ross gets erratic and the release point is off, it's his front sign that is the concern, because he doesn't clear that front glove side off to his left side. He kind of keeps it in front of him at times.
High drive to center field. Venable to the warning track, and at the edge of the path makes the catch. McCutchen just missed that one.
And when that happens, he doesn't get up on top and extend it enough. But on this one here, McCutchen kind of just doesn't get those hands extended enough. And Will Venable makes it look easy. Can O'Corn. Niblets.
You a fan of the Jolly Green Giant?
Oh,
huh?
believe it.
2 outs.
Ho, ho, ho.
To Starling Marte.
You remember that ad, I'm sure.
Absolutely. It's a great commercial run they had.
Oh, that's nasty there.
Marte has reached safely on an error by Middlebrooks, a throwing error, and he's grounded to short. Got him again with that slider. Swing and a miss, and another 1-2-3 inning. That's 10 in a row retired by Tyson Ross. Halfway mark in this one, 4.5 in the books. The Pirates and the Padres are tied at 2. Baseball night, Saturday night in San Diego. Sellout crowd here on Matt Kemp Jersey night. Charlie Morton will work to Amarista, Ross, and Venables. First pitch strike to Amarista, grounded to short his first time up. Breaking ball hangs outside. Two and one. Well, the Pirates came to Southern California, San Diego, with a 6-game winning streak and won the opening game of the series. So 7 behind A.J. Burnett. Fouled at the plate. The Padres are looking to put together a winning string, and the hope, of course, down in that dugout with the dramatic win last night, Derek Norris's walk-off grand slam, that's the kind of energy that can boost a team into some winning ways. So tonight's well, it would only be a 2-game winning streak. It's important to get the ball rolling down the hill.
Yep. They definitely have the bats in the lineup and the talent to do it.
Well, they aren't going to do it that way as Amarista goes after one in the dirt. Second strikeout for Morton. Meanwhile, in St. Louis, Yasmani Grandal, 3-run home run to center field. And the Dodgers now lead the Cardinals 4-1. A rainy night in St. Louis. The game was delayed in the first inning. Grandal has had a big May, hitting over 400. Tyson Ross struck out his first at bat. Strike one.
See, if I was commissioner, that pitch would be called a ball because the catcher didn't catch it cleanly. Even though it was a strike, if he drops it, it's a ball.
Another chopper to the mound, and that sinker works again. 2 away. Well, testimony to Morton's sinker is the fact that a lot of ground balls, and the Padres have made only 1 out in the outfield.
Yeah, that means that Morton's got the tremendous movement on that 2-seamer. He's mixing in some breaking balls.
9 ground ball outs. Will Venable walked and scored in the first, grounded out in the third. Lead-off home runs, Will and Dad Max. And Alvarez will toss it to his pitcher for the out. 1, 2, 3 go the Padres quietly in the 5th. It's still tied at 2. Saquon Casino, only 25 miles from Petco Park. And by Jerome's, proud sponsor of the best seats in the house. After 5, the totals: Pittsburgh 2 runs, 5 hits, an error. They've left 5. The Padres 2 runs, 3 base hits, and an error. They've stranded 2. As we move on to the 6th inning, Tyson Ross has retired 10 straight Pirates since their run scored back in the 2nd inning. Neil Walker leads it off. Fly ball to center. Venable back 2 and up 8 and makes the catch.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and much, much more. Every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
You know, we go on the next road trip. We're going to Cincinnati and Atlanta. If you run into one of those widgets, would you introduce me?
I'm leaving tickets for the widget on this road trip, so I'll introduce you to him. Bring him up to the booth.
Widget and his daughter Gidget? Yeah. Alvarez has walked and flied to center. 1-1. So the Pirates got a run in the 1st inning unearned, another on 3 singles in the 2nd, and a big double play got Ross out of trouble 1st and 3rd with a run already in. That ball drilled to center field. Back goes Venable. That's over his head and off the wall. Boy, that is a tee shot double for Pedro Alvarez. That ends the string of outs at 11 for Tyson Ross.
You know, Dick, I have a confession to make. When this ball was struck at first, I thought Will Venable was going to have to come in. But then I saw Will Venable, when the ball's hit in the air, I always watch the outfielders because they've got a good indication. Obviously, they're the best at seeing where the ball's going, the vantage point. I saw Will there's no way he's going to get that ball even if he breaks back on it. But my point is, at first I thought that ball was off the end of the bat. He has to come in. That ball was smoked.
A laser over his head.
We call that a 2-iron.
Wow. Steve, you've probably seen a lot of those off the bat playing center field.
I have, and Venable played that perfectly.
Oh, it wasn't that close.
It really wasn't.
You watch him break down right there, just like you're supposed to. Just But that ball was hit so hard, you're right, he never had a chance.
Wow.
Cervelli has grounded out twice. A .371 hitter in the month of May, this catcher, acquired from the Yankees. Right, 1-1. We're in the top of the 6th inning here at Petco Park with the Padres and Pirates tied at 2. Alvarez shooting a line drive single over, or double over Venable's head. He's out at second base. And the 1-1 pitch coming up to Cervelli. Oh! Well, Cervelli almost hit on the first pitch, but kind of leaning in on those, looking for something out over the plate. Hit by a pitch. It's a slider. Unfortunately, not a fastball, slider that didn't slide.
Yeah, you know what? He turned the right way, took it in the shoulder. This is real time. A slider that he just didn't get the release point out in front enough. Scary, absolutely. Up by the head, you betcha. But if you're going to take a pitch like that, that's probably one of the meatier parts on the back of your shoulder to take a pitch like that.
So Cervelli fills the void over there at first base. So runners at first and second with one out. And Jordy Mercer, number 8 hitter, singled and scored in the second. Flied to right his last time. Alvarez at second, then Cervelli at first. Let's see if that unnerves Ross. The pitcher Morton next. Hitting just 188, Mercer. Two and 0. 90th pitch coming up. And Darren Balsley's going to go out. He's spotted something in Ross's delivery here.
Yeah, sometimes Tyson will get cut off, not allowing that front side to come through the glove side on his left side of his body, getting up and out and extended. It's the third visit tonight, one of the first, one of the second, and then Tyson had that nice little run. It's always nice for the pitching coach to come out and give you a little refresher course, along with a little breather.
Now you're down the bottom of the order. You got the pitcher next. The last thing you want to do is walk Mercer. So 2-0 to the Pirate shortstop. Infield looks for a double play chance. On the inside corner.
Mercer has grounded into 3 double plays this year. This is another slider. He wants it down and away. That ball leaks middle in. And Derek Norris framing that one on the inside corner nicely.
Another slider. 2-2.
Beautiful slider, and it's all about adjustments. The first one, pitch prior, that's not where he wanted it. That one, he made the adjustment and made the good quality pitch.
Fouled at the plate. That last slider, is it just visual trickery, or is it actually the case? Out of the hand, it doesn't seem as if the ball is spinning as much, and then as it progresses toward home plate, it seems to spin tighter.
Let's take a look.
See, now it looks like it's spinning a lot more than it was out of the hand.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Maybe it's just an illusion.
Good catch.
2-2.
Maybe it's an optical conclusion.
There you go, Doctor. Ooh, a little low. And the count now is full to Mercer.
Well, he's throwing heavy dose of sliders this at bat. Wouldn't be surprised if Tyson does throw another one. He has shown that in the past. But with one out, maybe he'll try to locate a two-seamer.
Well, a big pitch coming up here. You don't want to load him up.
Yeah.
The runners go. Ground ball up the middle. Stopped by Spangenberg. The throw to first, not in time. And the bases are loaded. Again, that's twice tonight that the Padre infield has saved a run with a diving stop. Bases are now loaded.
What a great defensive play we just saw there, and that's been the key tonight. Norris. Solarte. Remember Amarista going up the middle. Taking it himself. And Corey Spangenberg going to his left, going to his right nicely.
So the infield has to be alert now, as Bud Black is saying. Possible squeeze.
Also, he was bringing in Middlebrooks there to indicating for Morton maybe hooking one.
Fouls it at the plate. He's taken some good cuts, Morton. You would know that by his lifetime batting average of .079.
But he was motioning to Will Middlebrooks. Hey, watch that side there, Will. In, because Morton, he might get a ball and hook it. He might get that ball, hook it down your way, down the third base line. Be aware.
Base is full of Bucks. Ground ball to second, not hit hard enough to go to the plate. There's the out, and Morton drives in a run, and the Pirates lead 3-2. Yeah, that's something Padre pitchers can't claim. They don't have a single RBI all season.
Well, this game of baseball, the objective is to try to square up a baseball, hit it hard somewhere, and sometimes you just need to put it in play and put a little game of pepper out there. That's exactly what Charlie Morton does.
Hits it hard, you get a double play, and you're out of the inning. Instead, that little chopper by the mound produces a run and moves up the other two runners. Cervelli to third, Mercer to second for the leadoff man, Josh Harrison. Harrison reaching way out over the outside corner into the other batter's box to just punch a little soft single to right field to drive in a run back in the second. In the dirt, 2-0. .98 pitches now for Tyson Ross, trying to get out of this sixth inning. With the visitors leading 3-2. Harrison, a .315 hitter last season, hitting .266 this year. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Oh, Derek got that one good on that foul tip.
I think he's just got to be numb everywhere now, as many foul tips as he's taken.
Yeah.
Good chance this could be Tyson's last batter, too, if he doesn't get Josh, because we have Garces out there in the bullpen warming up right now.
99 pitches. The next one will be 100.
Started with 2 long innings, the first and second, 45 pitches, then settled down, retired 11 in a row from the third through the sixth. But a double by Alvarez awakened the offense for Pittsburgh. A hit batsman, an infield hit, and a ground out, and the Pirates have broken the 2-2 tie.
Hey, speaking of pitches, this is an interesting nugget. This is the 49th game for the Pirates. 48 games started prior to this one. 11 times only their starters have gone over 100 pitches. Tyson Ross has now gone over 7 games with over 100 pitches.
That one boxed in by Norris, no advance.
So very few times Clint Hurdle and Ray Searage let their starters go more than 90 pitches or so. As this, look at the two-seam movement there. And they get a little bit of help from the umpire as well. That ball caroms off the leg.
That saved a run.
Yep.
Lefty Garces getting loose. Polanco, a left-handed hitter, is next. Look at that park at the park. It's just jammed out there with fans.
Yep.
It's going to be a big count tonight. Looks like they might be up around 45,000. Out of play. Those are the seats down from the grassy area. Fans can stay out on the lawn and with their picnic blankets and all, and then come down. Good seat, good price. Again, the full count. And another foul.
Got to be careful of that slider. Got to get it down. That one's elevated a little bit.
Harrison last year was in a battle for the batting title with Justin Morneau of Colorado right down to the final week. Morneau finally won at 319 to Harrison's 315. Second and third, 2 outs, a run home, and the 3-2 delivery. Back to the mound, and Ross snares it. End of the inning. But the double Alvarez, infield hit for Mercer, and Morton, the pitcher, gets the run home on a ground out. Middle of the 6th inning at Petco. The Bucks lead the Padres 3-2. Players to watch from the pregame show, Mark.
Well, we talked about Justin Upton and his bid possibly for an all-star appearance. Derek Norris with the walk-off grand slam, 1 for 2 tonight. And in the American League, Michael Brantley, 1 for 3 with a single. Renis Elias with the Mariners, giving up 3 earned runs in 5 1/3 frames. 4 walks, a lot of walks for Elias.
Not a lot of points there on that list. As Morton goes to work on Solarte, then Upton and Kemp here in the Padres 6th inning. Solarte doubled in the Padre run in the 1st inning and hit a little number out in front of home plate, thrown out by catcher Cervelli the last time up. Shift is on.
You know, it seems like this later in the game that Morton is throwing more of the breaking ball to go along with that sinker. Still heavy on the sinker, but it's produced 11 ground outs, 3 flyouts. So he's keeping the ball on the ground, and he's punched out 2. This guy's waiting for a ball. Hopefully, well, he's in foul territory, so it'll be a strike.
Check swing foul. Only 63 pitches from Charlie Morton. Another foul. Two and two.
Will Myers talking to his lumber on the bench. Talking sweet spots. You know how you find the sweet spot of a bat, don't you?
Well, of course.
You hold it by the knob in front of you.
Sharply hit, but there's the shift, taking another hit away. Harrison, who moved over to the second base side, goes to first for the out.
Fox Sports supports is proud to team up with AYSO, the world's largest soccer club. Go to ayso.org/play to find your region and sign up for your fall team today.
But if you're a fan of offense, and I'm sure most of you are, we all love a good pitcher's duel, but the more you see the shift, the more you see how it's strangling offensive play. Just more and more employed, and it just seems to be very effective. Rarely do you see a hitter beat the shift. What do you think, Steve Finley?
I'm glad they didn't have it whenever I played. It was always irritating for me just when the shortstop played me up the middle because I hit so many ground balls there. But to have that guy standing back there the whole game, I don't like it a whole lot. But it's strategy that can be employed, and I think it's more frustrating whenever a guy beats the shift, but he hits it straight to where a player would have been had he been in his right position.
Justin Upton works the count to 3-0. Charlie Morton has not walked a man tonight, and he struck out 2. In this case, maybe Mr. Upton has the green light. He does, but swing and a miss. He's grounded to third and to the mound tonight. And the count now full. Matt Kemp is on deck.
Well, they're really trying to stay underneath his hands tonight and not let him get extended.
This might be a breaking ball. Nope.
Slice down the right field line back toward the crowd and out of play.
Well, Steve, the sinker ball, the two-seam fastball out of the hand of Charlie Morton has been the story tonight as Matt Kemp waits on deck. Does anyone come to mind one of the tougher sinker balls that you faced in your career?
Early in my career, Kevin Brown. He was just filthy.
Up the middle, and there's Mercer to throw out Upton. So 3 times up, 3 ground ball outs from Upton. And it's been a series of ground ball plays for Morton. Padres hitting one after another.
Staying out of the sweet spot of the bat, getting into the kitchen of Will Middlebrooks. That's a 5-3 double play. And the second time around, he's incorporating more breaking balls. There's a high breaking ball there that Will Venable cannot elevate. Charlie Morton has got it working tonight.
At least a dozen ground outs. Along with the Kemp jerseys, fans also with the pet bandana. And many of those using those a little girl there with a babushka look. Derek Norris look. Get the Kemp out there in front.
There you go.
Ooh, weak wave and a miss there by Kemp. 0-2. The Marauders. The KEMP 27 Marauders.
Here's what I mentioned earlier. He's breaking out the breaking ball later in the game. Sinker, 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 and then the breaking ball down and away.
KEMP has a single and scored a run. And that right into the shift again. Mercer juggled a bit and throws him out. So 1, 2, 3. Ground out, ground out, ground out. After 6 at Petco, it's 3-2 Pittsburgh. Jan Solarte with a double in the first inning. Checked in Venable to tie the game at 1. Look at that swing. Little punch shot by Harrison gave the Bucks a 2-1 lead. The Padres tied it at 2, and then with the man at third, Charlie Morton, able to hit a little ground ball to second base. Good enough to bring in Alvarez, and that is the tiebreaker, 3-2 as we enter the 7th inning. And welcome to the mound, Dale Thayer. This pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
Well, another close one. And Dale's been throwing the ball well. Righty's got to get that split down. It's at 2.95. He is a strike thrower, no doubt about it. 5 free passes. Nice ERA of 2.95.
Polanco, McCutchen, and Marte for Pittsburgh in the 7th. So Tyson goes 6 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned, 7 hits, 2 walks, a hit batsman, and 2 strikeouts. Another quality start. But he leaves the game down 3-2.
He made an adjustment, right, early on. Didn't have that feel. Had a nice run. Bottom line, kept him close. Padres trailing by 1.
Polanco, an infield hit in 3 at-bats to deep second base and stole his 13th base. The Pirates stole 3 bases in the 2nd inning. That matched their season high, 3 in a game. A ball, 2 strikes. Weak wave and a miss. Curveball gets Polanco. But with all the good hitting that this Pirate team has, and you see again the breaking pitch to get Polanco. Overlooked is the Pittsburgh pitching staff. You know, coming into this game, their last 9 games, their starters are 7-0, 2.15 ERA, and here's Charlie Morton, allowing only 1 earned run tonight through 6 innings. So Bill Hurdle's pitching staff has matched the outstanding hitting. McCutchen singled right and scored in the 1st. Walked in the 2nd. Flied out deep to center in the 5th.
Yeah, collectively the pitching staff second in ERA in the National League at 3.02. The leader
second in the major leagues.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And the Cardinals at 2.72.
Maybe Seattle has a better ERA over in the American League, but the point is well taken that at 3.12, second best to the Cardinals 3.00 ERA for the season. The starters. 3-0 to McCutchen. A 4-pitch walk. One out. McCutchen takes his place at first, and that brings up Starling Marte. So all in the second inning. Mercer with a steal across. Then Harrison swiped second. And Polanco the same. All in one inning. They matched their season high for a game with 3 steals. And McCutchen will bear watching. Although Thayer has a quicker move to the plate than Tyson Ross.
And amazingly, in those 3 steals in that one inning, only 1 run scoring for the Pirates.
Got that fastball through the swing of McCutchen. Through the swing of Marte. McCutchen at first base. Marte safe on an error, grounded into a 6-3 double play and struck out his last time. 0-2.
Oh, he's late on that 92-mile-an-hour heater from Dale Thayer. Old reliable 92 coming at you. Late for the dance. Look out.
Man, that got into the lower deck on the right side there in a hurry. Landed in that youngster's lap. Got him. Steady diet of fastballs, and Marte strikes out. A couple of punch outs for Dale Thayer here in the 7th.
Those are pretty meaty fastballs too, Dick. Yeah, right down the middle in. Marte leaves the dance. Back to the dugout.
Walker, RBI single in the first inning, grounded one to center field. Struck out and flied to center. Pitching change. 3-2 Pittsburgh. We'll be right back. 2013, Andrew Kastner in Pittsburgh at PNC Park faces the minimum number of batters, 27 batters, 97 pitches, only one hit, and that base hit was quickly erased on a double play. 27 the minimum for Kastner on a brilliant shutout win. One hit shutout, close to the no-hitter that has never been authored by a Padre.
That was fun to watch. He was masterful that night. So enter a left-hander, the only left-hander for Bud Black, Frank Garces.
Turns Walker around, hitting right-handed. McCutcheon still over at first base with a one-out walk. 2 away here in the 7th.
Walker only hitting 172 this year from the right side. It's in 29 at-bats.
Out of play. The attendance tonight, 43,207. 43,207. That boosts the Padres on the season to 824,000 plus. And we hope to see you out here tomorrow on Military Sunday night, not Sunday day. It'll be a 6:10 start. Despaigne for the Padres, Locke, the left-hander for Pittsburgh. Final game of the 4-game series. High fly ball to right. Kemp starts in, now has to weave over toward the line and collects the final out. Stretch half of the 7th inning at Petco Park. 3-2 Pittsburgh. So we're set to go. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Charlie Morton still on the mound for the Pirates. He's allowed 2 runs, 1 earned, and only 3 hits. Working the ground ball with that sinker. Norris, Spangenberg, and Middlebrooks in the 7th. Starts him with a curveball and a strike.
If I could come back in another life, I would wish to come back as a power sinker ball pitcher. I mean, think about it. Just pound the zone, mix in a breaky ball, get little grounders, let your infielders work, strikeouts aren't really a big part of your game. That or knuckleballing.
And pitch till you're 50. Huh?
Yeah. Get a nice boiler going. 46, 48-inch waist. Just tossing knuckleballs up there. Well, hopefully somebody can square up one of those two-seamers out of the hand of Morton as we get late into this one.
Well, curveball way outside. Nice stop by Cervelli. Norris has one of the 3 hits. RBI double by Solarte in the first. Broken bat single by Kemp in the fourth, and then a line single by Norris. And the run came home in the 4th inning on a throwing error by first baseman Alvarez.
Good layoff.
A lot of movement on that breaking ball. Curveball. So 2-2. Padres down by a run. 3-2 here in the 7th. Up the middle, but the shift is on, and that second baseman over near the bag throws out Norris. Another ground ball out. Well, let's check around the majors on this Saturday of baseball. Josh Donaldson, former Oakland A, now in Toronto. Last 5 games, 5 home runs. Todd Frazier, we're going to see the Reds on the next road trip. 15 homers, leads all Major League third baseman. And Corey Kluber, once a Padre property. He's back on his game, the American League Cy Young Award winner of a year ago.
50 strikeouts in his last 4 starts.
That's right.
Wow. And along with those 50 strikeouts,
ground ball right at Alvarez. He's able to stumble to the bag for the out. Well struck by Spangenberg, but the Padres can't find anything but gloves.
Kluber's only walked 2 in those last 4 starts to go along with the 50 punch outs. Can't hit the ball any harder than Corey Spangenberg did right there.
And now they'll shift around and swing the extra infielder over to the third base side for Middlebrooks. Was fouled out and grounded into a bat shattering 5-3 double play. Two and 0. Morton has had a couple of 3-ball counts. In fact, he had 3-0 on Upton, but still got him to ground out on a 3-2 pitch. Hasn't hurt himself. Only 2 strikeouts, no walks, and right into the shift. Of course, that would have been shortstop Mercer there anyway. That's 6 straight ground ball outs after 7, a 1-run game.
Padres Live, the post-game show, which will be brought to you by Cox Communications. Steve, once again in a spot where you need some late-inning offensive heroics.
Well, the stage is set. We're down by 1. They have to go back through the meat of our order again, so let's get something going.
Yeah, I got to get Charlie Morton out of the game, who has been very tough right now for the Padres to solve. When we see you guys in the post-game show, we're going to talk about everything that happened on the field here for sure. We're also going to have a preview of Padres Social Hour, Kurt Bavakwa with a couple of great guests, including Raleigh Fingers and Eddie Murray. Plus, we'll take you for a look around the National League West, give you all the best highlights when we see you after the final out. Dick and Mark.
All right, thanks, Mike. Top of the 8th. Frank Garces, who got the final out in the 7th, stays in the game. Alvarez, then Cervelli and Mercer. Bullpen is busy for both teams. So Garces may be in to pitch to Alvarez, the left-handed hitter, and that'd be it for him. Alvarez doubled with 1 out in the 6th inning, came around to score on a ground out by the pitcher Morton, and that's the difference in the game. So Morton not only has shackled the Padre offense with a ground ball after ground ball, 16 of them in the game, he's knocked in the time-breaking run with a ground out. Damage pitching ground outs and damage ground out RBI.
And with the complete game pretty much gone by the wayside, you take a look at how important the Padres bullpen has been the last 16 games. Well, look at the opponent's batting average, the ERA, everything. Doing very, very well.
2 strikes to Alvarez. Foul off the catcher Norris. He gets plunked again.
Who's the general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers?
The former North Carolina, played at North Carolina, Mitch Kupchak.
Just wondering.
That was a Kupchak, you think? Or a Mitch? Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Good breaking ball.
And that'll be it for Garces, apparently, as Bud Black jogs to the mound and motions to the bullpen. We're in the 8th, 3-2 Pittsburgh at Petco. What we feed them matters. And by your San Diego Lexus dealer. The new pitcher for the Padres is Sean Kelly. 1 out in the 8th, bases empty. He faces Francisco Cervelli with Jordy Mercer, another right-handed batter, due next. Trying to check the Pirates. Hope that the Padres, their final 2 turns at bat, can come up with another comeback win.
Hey, big outing here for Sean Kelly. He pitched last on Thursday against these Pirates in Game 1. Inning and a third, only 1 hit. He struck out 2. So trying to build off that confidence and get 2 outs here in the Pirate 8th. He's turned in 4 straight scoreless outings, Sean Kelly has.
And is in front of the hitter, 2 strikes.
Tony Watson warming up, the left-hander. He can stay. Nice.
Strike 3 call. A couple of strikeouts to open the 8th inning for Pittsburgh. And it's time now to check the Cholula flamethrower.
Well, Sean Kelly on the mound throwing 92. A great sequence of pitches there. Slider, slider, fastball, 92.
What's that?
That's mild.
Sauce.
Here's 4-seamer, perfect location, Dick. Right there, right on the outside corner. See ya. That's mild sauce, as you mentioned.
Can't always be super hot.
No.
Now and then you want to temper it down.
According to taste, right?
Tepid sauce. Mercer, the only player in the game with more than 1 hit. Singled and stole a base in the 2nd and scored a run. Infield hit in the 6th. Back of second base, Spangenberg able to smother it, keep it out of center field, but the run scored a ground out by Morton, who followed. And he is not in the on-deck circle. Jose Tapadar is in the circle. And that may be the best news of the night for the Padres, to get Morton out of the game, just as they were happy to limo Mr. Francisco Liriano back to the clubhouse last night, and then they were able to tie it and win it in the 9th. Tony Watson is warming up in the Pittsburgh bullpen. He's been lights out for the Bucks. 16 straight scoreless appearances. And it won't get any easier. Two and two. Pittsburgh catcher. Strike 3 called. So Garces gets Alvarez. Kelly strikes out both Cervelli and Mercer, striking out the side, the bullpen. Bottom of the 8th. Amarista leads it off. Enter Tony Watson with that incredible string of 16 straight appearances without giving up a run. Left-hander from Sioux City, Iowa native that grew up in Florida.
Tony Watson, a 3-pitch pitcher. Fastball, changeup, slider, 91 to 96. Kind of low 3/4 arm angle. Crossfire action.
Went to high school in Dallas, did Watson. Clint Barmas pinch hitting for Amarista to get the right-handed bat against the left-handed pitcher. Amarista was 0 for 2. Abraham Almonte, who had a key double last night, is in the on-deck circle, and here's he will hit for Kelly. Oh, and 2. Watson last year was 10-2, all wins in relief. All appearances, 78 of them. Had a couple of saves as well.
That's good timing, isn't it, for a reliever to have 10 wins? You go in there, maybe you trail by a run, your club scores 2 runs. You come in tied, the Pirates score, you're on the ledger for the W. They hang on, they win.
A career reliever, you don't see many relief pitchers with big winning records. Usually around 500. Even the best of the bunch. He's 20-7.
That's nice.
It is. Yeah. All in relief.
A nice ERA over the course of his career prior to this year at 2.63.
Counting his wins, 1 win, 1 loss this year, so 21-8. He was on that one, Barmas. 1 and 2.
The last pitch, down and away. I'm sorry, he wanted it down and in, and it leaks a little bit. And how quick is Clint to the baseball? Trying to be quick to it, and fouled it straight back.
Struck him out. 1 away. Abraham Almonte will bat for the pitcher.
Went with the fastball down and away this time.
Will Venable, the leadoff hitter, will move into the on-deck circle. Fouls it away. Last night, trailing 2-0 in the 7th inning. Almonte batting left-handed, drove it to the opposite alley, left center field, and that scored both Middlebrooks and Jerko and tied the game at 2. Hitting right-handed tonight. High strike at 94. 0-2.
You know, Watson's kind of free and easy with that delivery, and the ball kind of jumps up on you, sneaks up on you. 93, 94. Doesn't seem to have a real violent delivery. Smooth and easy. Ball jumps out of his hand. Wants this one in the dirt.
At the bottom of the strike zone, strike 3 called. So Watson comes in and takes care of the 2 pinch hitters, Barmas and Almonte on strikes.
Well, according to Fox Tracks, that was right at the knees.
And Bud Black will use a 3rd consecutive pinch hitter, Jed Jerko, to bat for Venable. Get a hold of one of those fastballs and tie it up. Jed has a couple of homers. Shift is on. Oh, Watson throwing nothing but strikes. John Solarte would be next. One and one. Last night, Chet had a couple of hits and a big walk to lead off the ninth inning. And that set things up for the eventual 2-out grand slam walk-off homer. He went around, says first base umpire Nelson. It's 1-2. Yep.
Yeah.
Stays alive.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Outside, 2-2. Well, Jerko, growing up in Morgantown, West Virginia, that's a little over an hour drive from Pittsburgh. So folks in that part of the country, most of them are Pirates fans. Got him. Oh, true to form. Watson comes in and strikes out the side. All three pinch hitters, Barmas, Almonte, and Jerko.
Where the Pirates lead by 1, 3-2. Dale Thayer making short work with the strikeout on the breaking ball. Frank Garcia's coming to the park today and thinking I might only have to get one or two guys out. He does his job. And then from the right side again, Sean Kelly spotting the fastball and throwing the nasty slider for the strikeout. The bullpen holding them close, doing their job. And they're going to hand the rock over to right-hander Kevin Quackenbush here in the top of the ninth.
And he will face pinch hitter Jose Tapia for the Pirates to lead it off, hitting in the ninth spot. Then Harrison and Polanco at the top of the Buccaneers order. Barmas stays in the game at shortstop with Almonte replacing Venable in center field, and Kevin Quackenbush on the mound. Fifth pitcher used by Bud Black tonight. Hold the fort and hope that the lineup can produce some runs in the bottom of the ninth inning. Solarte, Upton, and Kemp scheduled to hit when the Padres come up. First business to be accomplished. Tapia 300, but that isn't as impressive as you might first think because it only involves 10 at bats, 3 hits. Deep down the right field line, but well back into the crowd. And the Padres had ninth inning magic last night to win at 6-2 on the grand slam. See if they can muster more tonight. Probably going to face the ace in their bullpen. Their closer is Mark Melanson. There he is. Another foul. 2-2. Melanson has 12 saves this year. But has given up a couple of home runs, and hitters batting .253 against him. And a full count to Tampa.
Well, 10 of the 14 outings for Kevin Quackenbush up to this point have been scoreless.
Right field. Kemp has to go back on the ball to make the play. And our closed captioning for tonight's game, as always, brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Leadoff hitter Josh Harrison, the mighty mite at 5 feet 8 inches tall, if that much. 1 for 4 with an RBI and a stolen base. Strike one. Harrison sporting some nice boots, huh?
Yeah, I like those. You know, when you're in the big leagues, you can kind of order up the kind of zapatos that you want. He's going with the yellow tongues, the yellow laces, and then kind of on the back end in the soles. A little patent leather action.
Ground ball deep to short. Barmes, long throw, and they can't make the tag. Solarte. So Harrison, who runs well, and Barmes off balance deep in the hole, unable to get a good throw across.
Well, Clint Barmes, we've seen him make plays, nice plays to his right, to his left, but this is a tough one. He's got to redirect his whole body. He's going full bore towards the left field foul line. He's got to then direct that arm and accuracy towards the right field line. Nice try, but no chance of getting him.
8th base hit for Pittsburgh tonight. Padres with only 3. Polanco, infield hit in 4 tries. Ooh, almost threw that away. Good backhand pickup by Solarte.
See Harrison flinch, and then Solarte flinched right along with him.
Dodgers beat the Cardinals tonight 5-1. So a Pittsburgh win would boost them within 6 of the lead in the National League Central. Big wave and a miss. 0-2.
That 90-mile-an-hour fastball looks like it's 96. Four-seamer coming right at you. Outer half.
Atlanta bombing San Francisco 8-0 in the 9th. So a golden opportunity for both teams. A win would take a big 1-game bite out of the leaders in their division. Padres can rally to win. They could move to within 5.5. That's a base hit to right field. Kemp up with it quickly, and Harrison will walk into second base. So back-to-back singles for Harrison and Polanco here in the 9th with 1 out. And here's Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen Singleton scored in the first, walked in the second, flied out fairly deep center field in the fifth, and walked again in the seventh. He leads the team in walks with 23. .91 fastball strike. Baseball night in San Diego with 43,000 plus here, but they haven't had a lot to cheer. Only 3 hits, a couple of runs, 1 unearned. Try to get out of this 9th inning at a 1-run lead. 1-1.
And with 1 out, grounder through the infield. Infielder's got to dive, keep that runner from scoring on second base. Get dirty, extending.
There's the matchup tomorrow. Our TV time here on Fox Sports San Diego, 5:30. Game time 6:10, not a 1 o'clock afternoon game. Wrap up this 4-game series. Military Sunday, always a special day to come out to the ball yard. Despaigne against Locke.
Oh, there's a good one right there. Roberto Clemente, number 21. Love it.
Two balls and a strike to McCutchen, with Marte to follow. Trying to shoot that one to right field. Spangenberg was ducking in on the runner at second base and then scampering back to position, and McCutchen saw that hole over there.
Yep. If he throws him that curveball that he's got, don't hang it for a strike. Trust your catcher that he's going to block that one.
And the count is full. Quackenbush has worked himself into a pressure situation now with 2 on, 1 out, and a full count to the most dangerous of the Pittsburgh hitters. Line drive, base hit. Harrison around third, he'll score. Polanco to third base, and into second is McCutchen, and the Pirates add a run. It's 4-2.
Well, Andrew McCutchen's been around the block. Guy's an MVP. He's got an all-star. And Kevin Quackenbush from strike 1 just couldn't seem to put him away. 1-1 off the plate, 2-1. There's second strike, so we're even at 2-2. Getting on top of that high fastball. I think the main objective of that at bat is that Quackenbush wanted to go down and away to McCutchen. He hits the mistake, and the Pirates add on.
Third double in the series for McCutchen. He knocks in his 30th run of the season. That's a big insurance tally. It's 4-2, and now all the more dangerous runners at second and third for Marte, the cleanup hitter. He struck out the last 2 times. He's 0 for 4, safe on an error, and grounded into a double play. The infield forced to come in tight. 4-2. Pittsburgh leads. Still 1 out. 3 straight hits. Harrison and Polanco with singles, and the RBI double McCutchen. 1-1. 4 runs, 10 hits now for the Buccaneers. 2 runs, 3 hits for San Diego. First base open now, 3-1. Neil Walker on deck.
Pitch count getting up there for Kevin as well.
Excuse me, ground ball, and that's going to get home another run. Out made by Solarte. That's 2 soft ground balls tonight that have produced runs for Pittsburgh. It's 5-2. Polanco coming in.
In the first National League All-Star Game ballot update has been announced. Derek Norris, Justin Upton, and Matt Kemp need your votes to get to the top. Vote for these Padre All-Stars up to 35 times at Padres.com/vote or with the MLB.com @bat app. Do your part to get some Friars into the Midsummer Classic.
So with 1 out, infield hit Harrison, line single Polanco to right, the line double McCutchen, and now the ground out for the second run. They're going to walk Walker, put him on intentionally, and take their chances on Alvarez, with McCutchen perched at third base. It's interesting. They'd rather pitch to Alvarez than Walker. Walker RBI single in 4 trips. Alvarez has a double, 1 for 3 and a walk.
We're going to have to check the matchup numbers between Quackenbush and Alvarez.
Ball 4. First and third then with 2 outs, and Alvarez the hitter. So we hope you'll be with us tomorrow. Our TV time on Fox Sports San Diego, 5:30. Odrisamer Despaigne hopes to have all his good stuff working against this very tough Pittsburgh lineup, and he'll face Jeff Locke. Locke is 2-2 with a 5.28 ERA for the Buccaneers.
Dick, I stand corrected. Sean Rodriguez was on deck. He's going to be up at the plate.
That's right. Alvarez came out defensively. So Rodriguez, and understandably, that's you'd rather face a reserve than Walker, a good hitter. Strike 1. Rodriguez batting .271, just 59 at bats, a couple of home runs. Oh, and 2. 2 big runs plated by Pittsburgh here in the ninth to open the lead to 5-2.
Well, a lot of pitches for Kevin. Pitch 30 will be next. Pretty even on the ball strike ratio as well.
And he strikes out Rodriguez to end the inning. But 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 men left. Now the work is much more challenging. But the Padres have their best guns coming up. Solarte, Upton, and Kemp. Solarte, Upton, and Kemp against Mark Melancon, who is the closer for the Pittsburgh Pirates, with 12 saves on the year. There are his numbers.
A lot of cutters, a lot of cut fastballs from right-hander Mark Melancon. A curveball, 88 to 92. Very few walks. He's around the plate as you look at that. 22 frames, only 5 free passes.
Interestingly, the right-handed hitters have had better success against Melancon than the left-handed. Solarte will bat left-handed, the switch hitter. 1 for 3, an RBI double. You need 3 runs. He's allowed 3 runs in an inning twice this season. Comes over the top. Little chopper in front of the plate and an easy out. Catch it to first. And let's check our Bill Howe play of the game. Yan Solarte in the first inning with the Padres down 1-0, driving a double to left center field, chasing Venable home from first base to tie the game, and made that catch on a foul bunt. Our Bill Howe plays of the game from Yan Solarte. Justin Upton up 3 times and grounding out 3 times against Charlie Morton.
Got the rally caps out. Need some rally caps and rally shillelaghs.
91 on the fastball from Melancon.
Oh, Mark Melancon is posted a .77. That's .77 ERA in 11 appearances in the month of May.
Ground ball through the right side. The 4th hit of the night for the Padres.
That's that cut fastball out of the hand of Melancon, and he tried to pull that ball. See that rotation, just a little bit of cut right at the end. He tried to pull that ball. It's a 6-3 play. Upton stays on it. Hits the inside part of that baseball and rifles it to right field.
That'll bring up Matt Kemp, lined out, broken bat single to left, and a ground out to short. Derek Norris moves into the on deck circle. Fly ball to right field, and Polanco has just enough room. Now there's the power to the opposite field that often rose up and bit the Padres when Kemp was wearing a Dodger uniform. Not quite enough tonight.
Under it just a little bit too much. Not enough oomph.
So 2 outs, and Derek Norris, last night's star, steps up. A single and 3 at bats, couple of ground outs. He keeps it going. Spangenberg would be next. Slider in there for a strike. Well, last night, this is the finale. After striking out 4 times, a grand slam walk-off home run. His 4th homer of the year and boosted his RBI total to 32, second to Justin Upton. Needs to find a way to get on base, bring that tying run to the plate here in the 9th. 1-1. Breaking ball. 1-2.
Oh, that's a good curveball there. 12-6. Yeah, Foxtrack shows that the pitch splits the bottom line at the knees. You know, the catcher, you got to realize the catcher's a good, from that back point of home plate, he's a good 3-4 feet, maybe even more behind home plate. So it's where the ball crosses the plate.
Swing and a miss, and the ball game is over. Well, the Padres tonight just ran into some terrific pitching. Charlie Morton and the bullpen tough as well. Pirates able to scratch out enough runs. Final score, Pittsburgh 3, the Padres 2. Here's Mike Pomerantz.
Dick, thank you very much. When we see on Padres Live, the